Welcome to this full back flexibility flow. For this class, you are going to need a few things: access to an open wall, a massage ball, and a couch or a chair, something that you can place your hands on. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with some deep breathing to help center ourselves and to help to stabilize our center before we do these back bends. Turn your chin down into your chest, roll your palms up to the ceiling, and then breathing into your belly, expand your belly as you inhale through your nose, allowing your belly to get large like a balloon. And then exhale, release the air out through your nose. Try to keep your inhales and exhales the same length of time. Big, 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 expanding the belly, the sides and the back as you inhale. And exhale, let it sink back down. Lift your head back up. We'll take a big full body circle, dropping the head over to the right, curving the back, rolling forward, and then side stretch, go over to the left. Lift your sternum and your head as you reach up around to the back, fall back to the right. Now switch directions. Go up and back, over to the left. Curl round forward, over to the right. Keep rolling to lift up behind you, drop to the left, switch direction again. Lift up into the back, drop to the right, curl forward, stretch to the left, lift up and over ear to the right. Last time, switch, round and back, drop to the left, curl forward, round it all the way to the right, and then come all the way back up. Find your neutral position, sitting tall. Cat and cow, sitting down. Chin goes into chest. And then inhale, lift the chest, look to the ceiling. Exhale, curl round, tuck the pelvis under. Inhale, send the pelvis back as the sternum goes up. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lift and stretch. Exhale, just come back to center. Shift onto your hands and your knees. Finding your tabletop position, pull your belly in, lift your right arm up and circle it all the way around and back, lift up, circle, head up and around, circle. Switch direction, go down, up, and back, down, back, overhead, working to get that full three-dimensional movement in your shoulder joints. Circle around, set it down, do the other side, lift up, around and back, up, around and back, circle front to back, front, around and back. Switch, go down, back and around, down, back and around. Keep that belly lifted as you circle the shoulder and the arm all the way around. Back down to all fours. Start to get some movement in the spine now with some spinal rolls, lifting the tailbone, sinking back to child's pose, then rounding and tucking to come back to all fours. Again, drop the belly, lift the tail, sink back to child's pose, round forward to all fours. Sink it back, child's pose, round forward. One last time, just sink back to child's pose, and this time just hold it in child's pose. Come up onto your fingertips, press your chest down towards the floor. Start to open up your shoulders and your chest a little bit. Turn your head, peek under your right arm, pressing more into your left hand. Back to center and switch to the other side. Look under the left, press the right hand down to the floor. Keep pressing the chest, come to center. Look up, plant the hands, come forward onto all fours, then tuck your toes and press your hips up to your down dog. In the down dog today, since we're working on opening the chest and the shoulders, really press your knuckles of your hands down to the mat, plant your palm, and push from your palm to open your chest, pressing your chest and your shoulders more open. Walk your hands back to your feet, take an easy forward fold. Inhale, lift up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Walk all the way forward to a plank position, tuck the hips under, lift the belly. Left hand taps right shoulder, switch, right hand taps left. Again, left to right, right to left. Push the hips up and back. Walk your hands back, take your forward fold. Inhale, lift to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Again, walk the hands all the way back to a plank. Reach the right arm forward, the left leg back, bird dog. Then set it down, switch sides, left arm, right leg. Try to stabilize and not shift through your center. Push the hips up, walk your hands back, take a forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, walk yourself back to your plank position. Shift to the left arm, lift the right arm up. Side plank. Top hand goes back down, move through your plank to side plank on the other side, left hand up. Back to center. Push the hips up as you walk back, take your forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And walk yourself back out to plank. This is good to help stabilize before we go to the back bends. Tap the shoulder left to right, right to left, left to right, right to left. Really try not to shift side to side as you do that. Press the hips up and back. Walk yourself back, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, look up. Exhale, release, forward fold. Walk yourself back out to your plank, bird dog. Right arm, left leg reaches up. Keep your hips square. Down, other side. And back down. Push back, find your forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Walk the hands forward once again to plank, side plank, left arm down, right arm up. Back through center, other side, left hand goes up, side plank. Back to center. Hold it there, then push the hips up, walk it back. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Repeat that again. Walk forward, find your plank position, shoulder taps, left to right, right to left, minimizing the shift side to side. Keep the shoulders and the hips square. Push the hips up, walk your hands back, find your forward fold. Inhale, flat back stretch. Exhale, forward fold, release. Walk the hands forward, find plank, bird dog, right arm, left leg. Back to plank, switch, left arm, right leg. Back to plank, hips go up, walk the hands back, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, stretch it up. Exhale, release to stretch. Walk the hands back to plank, side plank, left hand down, right arm up. Keep the hips high, switch the other side, keep pushing the hips up. Stacking the shoulders, back to plank. Shift the weight forward this time and back. Rock the weight over your hands, push it back. Tuck the pelvis, pull the belly up, press up through your shoulder blades as you shift your weight forward and backward, really maintaining a nice plank position. Hips go high, press back, find your down dog. Again, in the down dog, really think about opening your shoulders and your chest. Even if you need to bend the legs to help facilitate the opening of the upper body, do that because we are working on opening up the upper body today. So try and get a nice, beautiful stretch through your shoulders and your back. Now lift your toes, roll through your back, come to a plank, and then bend the knees, send the tailbone up to find your down dog again. Spinal rolls. Roll through to plank, bend the knees, send the tailbone back, press the chest, down dog. Lift the toes, roll forward, plank, bend your knees, push the hips up, press back with the chest, down dog. Hold it again in down dog. Really thinking about opening the middle portion of your back now as well as your shoulders. Making sure your triceps are wrapped back behind you. Lift up, walk yourself about to the middle of your mat. Take a forward fold. Bend the knees and slowly roll yourself all the way up to standing. I'm going to turn to face you so you can see this better. I'm just going to drop over to the right side, lift up and over, and then drop to the left, getting a side bend. Opening up your QLs or your quadratus lumborum on the sides of your body will help to open up your back and your spine. So we're doing this gentle stretch, dropping and dripping side to side, to help stretch out the side body and those QLs on the sides of the back. Over to the right, up to center, and then drop to the left, back to center. Lift your arms out to the side, palms up, and then rotate, just twist side to side. And this twisting will help to open up the thoracic spine, which will be really important when we start to go into our back bends. So this is all just prep work for the back bend. Come back to center, roll the shoulders out, lifting them up, around, and down, reverse, go back to front. circling them up and down. And then just cross the hands in front, clap behind. Again, just to stretch and start to open up the chest a little bit. Switch what hand crosses over, and then relax everything down. Roll one shoulder up and back, and then the opposite shoulder, rolling it around. Reversing, go the other way. Little side to side sway as well as you roll your shoulders. Now push your hips forward to the side and back, circling them all the way around. Start working it gently into your hip flexors. As you push forward, don't arch through your back, but press forward. Switch directions, circle the hips around the other way. Pushing side, forward, side, and back. And now step all the way up to the top of the mat. Sun salute B. Hands together, slide them up the middle of the body as you lift to a gentle arch. Exhale, hands go down as you dive forward. Inhale, lift flat back. Exhale, step the right foot back, drop the right knee down. Palms together, inhale, again, slice up the middle of the body, gentle back bend. Plant the hands, left knee comes back, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, tuck your toes, press your hips up and back, down dog. Step the right leg up between your hands, drop the left knee down. Inhale, lift, arch it back. Exhale, plant the hands, step the back foot forward, lift to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Hands up the middle, gentle arch all the way as you stand. Exhale, back to center. Again. Sweep the arms up through the middle as you lift. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale, forward fold, dive it down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step the left leg back, drop the back knee down. Slice up through the middle, arch as you press through your back hip. Plant the hands, front leg goes back, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, press back, down dog. Step the left foot up between the hands, right knee goes down. Inhale, hands lift, arch back. Exhale, plant the hands, step the back foot forward, lift to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands go up the midline, slide them all the way up to arch, and then back down through center. One more time, each side. Inhale, sweep the arms up as you arch back. Exhale, dive it forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, right leg steps back, drop the knee, palms together as you lift up to arch back. Plant the hands, front foot goes down to the knees. Lift the bum up as your chin goes down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step the right foot up, left knee goes down to the floor. Inhale, arch back. Exhale, plant the hands, step the back foot forward, lift to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up through the middle of the body, arch it back, and exhale, down. Inhale, sweep the arms up the middle, arch back. Exhale, dive forward, down to your forward fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, left foot steps back, drop the knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up as you arch back. Plant your hands, front leg goes back, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, press back, down dog. Left foot steps forward, right knee drops to the floor. Inhale, lift and arch. Exhale, plant the hands. Step your back foot forward. Inhale, flat back stretch. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms go up through the midline of the body to arch it back. And then return to center. Roll the shoulders back. And now we'll move into some trigger point release. So we will need to go and grab our massage ball. And we are going to do a couple of different trigger points. First, starting in the QLs. Then we'll do the traps and the scapula. And then we'll end with the pectorals on the front. Sit down and lay all the way onto your back. Your massage ball will go onto the right side of your body, in between your last rib and your hip bone. and you'll lift your hips just enough that you can rock side to side, moving the ball in towards your spine and then out towards the side of your body, looking for a really tight spot. When you find that spot, drop your hips down and then just gently drop your knees over to the right and release. Just about 10 of those, drop, release, really gentle, allowing your body to relax onto the ball. Keep your knees slightly turned to the right as you allow your weight to sink into the ball and the ball to start to really move deeply into the muscles. Try to relax the muscles to kind of drape around the ball. Really releasing everything out. If you need to adjust and move the ball to a different spot because you feel like you're not in the tightest spot of your back or those QLs, you're welcome to adjust and move as you need to. But when you're in that spot, just try to hold and let everything go as you release out. Slowly lift your knees back to center. Press the hips up and then again just start to roll inward, outward, up and down. Taking one more massage for the side body, the quadratus lumborum or QLs. Then slowly drop your knees to the left so you can roll off the ball and change sides. Put the ball on the left, lift the hips and just start to rock inward and outward, up and down, looking for the tightest spot. It might feel sore, it might even feel bruised. And then you find that, drop the hips down, let your knees fall gently to the right and just gentle pulse and release of the knees. After about 10 of those, just leave the knees over to the left. Really think about using your breath to help relax your muscles. You don't want to grip or tighten. You really are trying to push into those muscles and allow them to relax over top of the ball or mold themselves around the ball. Just holding it, and again, if you feel like you want to move the ball to a new spot and work out a different spot, you can do that. Lift the hips, and then one last time, start to rock in and out, up and down even, just to help to continue to release out and tell those muscles to let go. And then drop the knees to the right so you can roll off the ball. Take the ball over into the right shoulder, just along the blade of your scapula, not on the bone, but just next to it. You'll lift your hips and tuck your chin to your chest and roll your weight up and down the length of your scapula, trying to release everything out. When you find your tight spot, then you can drop your hips. Chin will go into chest and then relax your head back. Lift chin to chest, relax the head back. Doing this is just going to put a little more pressure on the ball to tell those muscles, okay, you're tight and you need to let go. And you'll just lift your head and lower it back down. Lift. And this time turn your head over to the right and then to the left. Keep your head up off the floor. Think about really pushing into the ball, turning the head right and left, side to side. As you do that turning of your head, make sure your lower back is flat on the mat. Now your right arm will lift up towards your ear and then you'll circle it down and to your leg. Up towards the ear, circle it out and around and down towards the leg. Circle it up and circle it down. Lift up and rotate open to come down. Out to lift, out to down. Place the hand down, lift the hips up, press to a bridge, and then release. Really pressing your weight into the ball as you bridge up, and then reverse roll the hips down. Press, push, and then piece by piece roll the back down. Press the hips, lift, lower down. Press to lift, and release down. Lift the head up one more time. Grab the ball. Move it over to the left scapula on the inside of your scapula blade or your shoulder blade. Lift the hips up. Use your heels to push your weight up and down so you can roll on the ball all the length of your scapula, from the top of the scapula bone, the shoulder bone, all the way down to the bottom point of the shoulder bone, in between both your shoulder blades. So you're not on your spine and you're not on your shoulder blade. You're in between those two areas, rolling out the muscle. When you find your tight spot, drop your hips, let your head release, and then chin pulls to chest to lift. Head goes release back, and then lift, chin to chest. Release, lift, release, and lift. This whole time you are trying to work into the epicenter of your tightness, wherever that is in that spot for you. And so if you need to adjust, you can. Now you'll lift your head and you'll turn it side to side, keeping the head up and just rotating from your neck side to side. Again, trying to breathe to get that. This is an area that's always really tight for me. It feels really nice to relax it out. Keep the head up, lift the left arm, and then circle it down toward the leg. Lift it back up. Open out, circle down. Out to lift up. Open to come down. And then open to lift it overhead. Your head is lifted this whole time, so you're getting extra weight into the ball as you move that arm overhead and then down towards the legs. Drop the hand down, press the hips up to a bridge, roll back down. Press to a bridge, roll your back flat. Lift the hips, press, roll it down. Pushing with the heels to get more of your weight into the ball as you lift and lower. Press it up, roll back down. Lift your head up. Take the ball out from underneath you, roll over to your side, and then transition onto your belly. Now we'll roll out our pectoral muscle. Place the ball on your left side, extend your arm, and roll the ball on all that soft muscle between your shoulder and the midline of your chest. Making sure that you are going in and out, hitting all those areas, and looking to open up the chest by opening up the pec muscles. And keep rolling inward and outward, allowing your weight to sink down to the ball. Release your chin down and lift the arm up, and then lower it down, up and down. Lift up, pushing into the ball, lower down. Should be right about by your shoulder in the most meaty part of your front chest. Lift and lower. Lift. Hold it up, turn your head over to the left side. Keep pushing your weight into the ball as your arm lifts up, making sure that you're really getting into that pec muscle, trying to let it release out. Lower the arm down, and we'll switch sides. Take the ball, move it over to the right side, and start to roll in and out, massaging out that whole front side of your body, from your shoulder to the midline of your chest on the right side. You can plant your left hand down to help support, and then lift your head so you can really easily roll side to side. Then find that spot, your tight spot right in your pec, release the arm down and then lift it up and lower down. Lift and lower, lift and lower. You can release your chin down to the floor so you get more weight into the ball as you lift and lower, lift, hold it there, really pushing your chest into the ball. Keep the arm lifting, holding it up, really pushing into the ball, and then release the arm down. Plant your hands under your armpits, push up and back onto your knees, and sit down. Now we will do the quads. Starting on the left side, place the ball right above your knee. Your right leg will go out to the inside of your leg. You'll plant your hands and your elbows down, and you'll roll up and down on the ball, really massaging out your quad muscle. We want to get the entire quad, so make sure that the ball goes more to the inside and then right down the middle of your leg, and then also try to get the outside of your leg. So you're getting the whole front side of your leg, and you're just rolling up and down really slowly on the ball, looking to see where your tightest area is. My tightest area is on the outside of my leg, so you'll see me working that out more. But wherever it is for you, you want to stay in that spot. Now find your tightest spot, stay there, bend the leg up, and then extend it back down. Pull the heel towards your bum and extend the leg straight. Pull in and extend. This can be really intense if you have really tight quads. If you do a lot of sitting or a lot of squatting, you will probably have tight quads. Just breathe through it. Now hold the leg down. And again, roll yourself off the ball. And you'll place the ball all the way up to the inside of your hip. So that hip bone, you want the ball to go inside. We're now going to trigger point our psoas. Both your legs will extend back behind you, and you'll rock the ball in towards your belly button and then back out towards your hip bone. Release your body down, and then you can also go up and down to release it out. Now put all your weight into the ball. Lift your left leg up and down with a straight leg, pushing your weight into the ball. You can come up onto your forearms to make it a little bit deeper. Lift the leg as high as you can. Hold it there, pushing your weight into the ball. Release it down. And now bend your back leg or your left leg. Take a hold of it with your left hand. Move your hand to the inside of your foot so you're at your big toe mound. Push your hand into, or your foot into your hand, and try to lift your knee up off of the mat. It won't go very high, but you'll really feel that in that psoas muscle as you push your weight into the ball. It's going to maybe be really intense. And release. Take one more rock in and out just to try to release it a little bit more. You can also lift your chest up to try to push the ball more into the psoas. And then lift up off the ball, change sides, put the ball on the right side, and you'll roll inward, outward, towards the belly button, and then out towards the hip. You can also roll up and down. You're just looking for your tightest spot in the hip flexor, that psoas muscle. When you find it, release your weight down and lift and lower the back or your right leg up and down. Straight leg lifts as high as you can, and then lower it back down. You can stay with your head down or prop yourself up on your forearms, whichever way works better for you. And then hold the leg up and release it down. Bend the back foot. Take a hold of your foot with your right hand. Lift your knee up off the floor as you push your foot into your hand. We'll go really even deeper, pushing that ball deeper inside the body to try to find that deepest core muscle that you have, which is your psoas muscle. Breathe into it. Release the foot. Let go, and then rock side to side. So again, take a few more seconds to try to release that out and get it to let go of any tightness or tension it may still be holding. Lift the chest up as you press your belly into the ball, and then move off the ball, push back, and now we'll do the quad of the right leg. So start with the ball right above your knee. Your left leg will go out to the inside of your leg, and you'll rock your weight forward and backward. Nice and slow, rolling up and down. Again, hitting all the front of the leg, inside, middle, outside, as you roll up and down all the way from the knee to the hip. We want to get all of that area in your quad and all the sections of the quad as well. Looking for your place that feels the tightest in that section. And you can stay and work out that area, doing smaller movements to release it out. When you find your tightest spot, release your weight, then bend your right leg in and extend it out. Bend up, extend, and bend and extend. Bend and extend, bend and keep it there, and then release it back down. Take a big breath. And then come off of the ball. I'm going to move my ball off to the side so that it doesn't roll on my mat. And then turn to face the front of your mat and find a plank position. stepping out to plank, and then bend the elbows, lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Hands go underneath the armpits. You'll start rolling up, lifting your head first, squeezing the shoulder blades, lifting the sternum up to the ceiling. Try to keep the hips down. Lift from the ribs up and back, and then lower, reverse, lowering the ribs down piece by piece. The last thing that comes down is the head. And then reverse, the first thing that comes up is the head. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the sternum. Try to get the arms straight as you press. Head goes back towards the tailbone, and then keep that openness through the chest. Keep lifting the head as you lower down piece by piece. The head doesn't drop until it's the very last thing. Again, lift the head, open the chest, pull the shoulders back. Try to send the sternum up to the sky as you lift and extend the arms. And then lower yourself back down nice and slowly. This is really simple movement, but it's difficult to do, and it will make you work. I always sweat when I do this. So if it's hard, it's okay. I know it doesn't look that hard, but it is a difficult exercise to do. Keep opening the chest, lift up, try to keep the hips down and make the ribs and above do the arching. And then reverse, lower down, keep the arch of the spine until a piece hits the mat, and then you slowly roll down sequentially through the whole spine. Lift yourself back up, lift the chin, lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades. Try to use your back to lift yourself up, so you're not really using too much of the hands to do the lifting. Stay up this time, bend the right leg, extend it, bend the left leg, extend it, trying to pull your toes towards your head and your head back to your toes. Right leg and left leg. Right leg, keep reaching the head back, and left leg. Both legs extend, and then just pulse the chest down towards the floor, and then lift it back up. Pulse down, and lift and extend. Just tiny little pulses going down, and then squeezing the shoulder blades, trying to lift and bend even more, lifting from the rib cage and the sternum. Extend, bend, and this time roll yourself all the way down, flat to the mat. Wiggle your hips side to side to release out your back, and then plant your hands, keep your knees down, and just push yourself up to a tabletop position. Find your tabletop, belly drops down, inhale, lift to cow, exhale, round to cat. Inhale, head and tail pull back to arch. Exhale, they pull together to curl and round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round the spine and curl in. Back to neutral. Walk your hands forward to the top of the mat. Come to the top of your fingertips, hips stay high, and then reach the chest and the head down towards the floor. Stretching the arms long in front of you and trying to sink the armpits down to the floor. If you want to go deeper here, you can also lift your head and try to put your chin or your chest down towards the floor. Now come down onto the palms of the hands, shift the chest down, and then release. So just little pulses, shifting the chest towards the floor and then release. Hips stay high as you drop the chest down and release. So you're not going to your lowest level yet, just doing some gentle pulses to help open up the shoulders and the thoracic spine. Slow, easy pulses, drop, release, sink the chest, release. Keep pulling the head back and then hold it down. Lift the head, keep dropping the chest down, sending the tailbone up. If your chest can touch the floor, that's great. This is early morning for me, and in the morning, this just doesn't happen. My chest just doesn't get down to the floor. And so just do the best you can. To come out of it, round up through your spine and roll back onto all fours. Sit back onto your heels. Cross the arms in front and then just clap them behind your back. Switch what arm crosses in front every time, just to release out. And then wiggle one shoulder at a time, rolling it back. Come to center. And now we are going to move to an elevated surface. So you can use a couch for this. You can use a chair. And just something you can place your hands on. Your palms will go onto the elevated surface. You'll walk your knees back, Sink your chest down between your arms. Let your head relax. Keep the tailbone up. And right now you can allow your ribs to flare. And just really think about opening through your thoracic spine and through your armpits. So your chest is trying to go down to the floor. And you'll keep your arms straight. Now lift your head, look up, look to your hands. Keep pressing the chest down, but lift the head. That's going to get even more into that middle spine. Tailbone still shoots up. Now round the back, curl to come up. And it will move into another one. Your palms will face towards each other, your thumbs up to the ceiling. And then let your hands lift up as you sink your chest down. Keep looking up with your head, dropping the chest down. Tailbone goes up. Your ribs are open here and you're sinking down. Your elbows should be about on the edge of your surface. Keep sending the chest down and lifting the arms and the head up. Again, start from your tailbone to round yourself all the way back up. And we'll move into one more. Elbows onto the edge of your surface, hands together. Then drop your head down between your arms and allow your hands to reach back over your head. Again, your ribs are splayed, your tailbone is up, your head is dropping down, and your chest. That's the main thing. We want the chest to have to open and drop down towards the floor. And this is the first thing I'm doing in the morning, and I just am so much tighter in the morning. So I just have to be more mindful and a little bit more careful when I practice back flexibility in the morning so that I'm not going too far beyond what's safe for me. So that does depend and will change throughout the day. Tuck your tailbone, round yourself back up. Now we'll do some front body opening. You will need to move to an open wall, and you'll want something soft to go under your knee. So you can roll up your mat, or you can even put a pillow or a pad underneath your knee. You'll place your right knee right next to the wall. So your shin is on the wall. Step your left leg forward to a 90-degree angle. And you'll need to tuck your pelvis under so that you are trying to get your lower back to touch the wall behind you. You're pressing with your front leg to help push your lower back into the wall. This will be a big opening for your quad and your hip flexor on your right leg. The tucking of the pelvis is really important. Make sure that you're not arching through your back. And your back may not get flat on the wall as long as you're tucking and trying to press the lower back down and getting a stretch through the quad. That's what we're looking for. Now wiggle your front leg forward even more. And then you'll push your back leg into the wall as you sink your hips down. Keep tucking the hips under and then press your front leg to push back towards the wall. Sink down, press with your front leg, tuck the pelvis, push back towards the wall. Sink it down, tuck and press back. Sink down, press back. Sink down, stay there, hands to the knee. Square the shoulders forward and the hips forward, and then pull your foot off the wall, trying to hug your heel in towards your bum. Pull it in, release, in and release. Hold it there, pulling the heel in towards the bum as you sink down, and then push the foot back to the wall. Drop your hands to the floor, sink the hip down even more. Lift open through the shoulders and the sternum. And this is more of a passive stretch, so you might be able to go a little bit deeper and drop the back hip down to the floor a little bit more here. Keep trying to open the shoulder heads away from each other so the chest is nice and open and lifted. And you're also getting that big opening through the front body. You can come up onto your fingertips and press your chest open, lifting your sternum to the ceiling and reaching your head back towards your foot. If you want, you could also lift your foot off the wall as you reach your head back and try to make a connection between the two. For me, it's too early to do that. Keep lifting the sternum up from the rib cage to reach the head back, opening up even more as you sink down, and then release, press back, straighten your front leg. Your hands go on either side of your foot and then pulse down to take a hamstring stretch and release. Pulse, release. Belly to thigh, hold it there, Stretching everything out. Lift back up, hands to the inside so you can move back onto all fours. And we will switch sides. Your left leg will go against the wall. Your knee is all the way up to the wall. Step your right leg forward. Tuck the pelvis as you push back and find that quad and hip flexor stretch. Breathing deeply and working always to tuck, pressing back with your front leg towards the wall so you can get deeper and deeper into the stretch on the front side of your leg. Wiggle your toes more forward, and then you'll sink down and then push with your front leg to come back towards the wall. Sink, tuck, and press it back. Sink it down, tuck and press back. Sink down, press back. Sink down, hold it there. Square your shoulders off. And then pull the heel in towards the bum and release, heel to bum, release, sinking down. Try to pull the heel into the bum as you sink down. Keep pulling it off the wall, off the wall, off the wall as you sink. Release, hands go down to the floor. You can move your leg a little more forward and then passive stretch, release down. Lifting the sternum, opening the shoulders away from each other, dropping down through the hips. Come up onto your fingertips. Reach your sternum up, reach your head back towards your foot. And again, you're welcome to try to connect your foot to your head, pulling your foot off the wall and your head back towards your foot, if that feels like a safe place for you to go right now. Now press the hips back, straighten the front leg, pulse down and release. Hamstring stretch pulses, down and releasing. Hold it down, stretch it there, really lengthen through your spine, square the hips off. And lift back up and back onto all fours. Make your way back onto your heels with your toes tucked under. Turn your head over to the side, dropping ear to shoulder, side to side. Release out the neck. And then send the chest forward, the sternum up. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lift your head. Arch the back, squeeze. Come back to neutral. We'll do a camel against the wall, so you will turn your body around so your belly is facing the wall and your thighs are right up against the wall. You'll push your hips into the wall, sending your hips forward, lifting from the rib cage. Hands go onto the lower back and press the hips forward as you lift the chest up to the ceiling and allow your head to drop back. Keep pushing the hips forward and then reach the hands down, try to take a hold of the heels. Keep arching through the upper back as you send your hips towards the wall and allow your head to look back behind you, creating more of a U shape through your spine, or a circular shape. You can release the heels, take your hands together in prayer right at the middle of your chest. Keep reaching back. Think about that upper back doing the arching. Extend your arms overhead. Keep arching the back till the hands go to the floor. You can come to the fingertips, bend the elbows, and then push the hips and try to straighten the arms. Bend the elbows, push forward with the hips towards the wall to straighten the arms. Hold it up, straight arms, pushing the hips as far forward as you can, and then engage your quads and your belly to rainbow yourself back up and over. Walk your knees back slightly, sit over your heels in a gentle cat and cow, rounding the spine, really, really gentle, and then a little arch. Little curve and round and an arch. It's a deep stretch, so just taking a minute to breathe and let your back release, your breath to calm down and your mind to calm down after that is helpful for me. Now we'll set that up again. Walk the heels all the way to the wall, the thighs go onto the wall. Start by pressing the hips forward, hands onto the lower back, and then lift from the rib cage. Lift the upper back up and then start to arch from the upper back to the middle back. Try not to do a ton of the arching in your lower back. Keep the rounding happening from the rib cage and up. Hands reach down toward the heels. Keep pressing the hips forward and arching and rounding through that upper back. Drop the head to look behind you. If going to the floor is not a possibility for you, you can stay in this camel pose and just hold this. Otherwise, hands go to the heart. Keep arching back through the upper body, looking back behind you. Extend the arms overhead. Keep reaching till they touch the floor. Elbows bend, and then push the hips to straighten the arms. Elbows bend, push the hips forward towards the wall, straighten the arms. You can walk it in to make it a little deeper. Now press it up, extend the arms, push the hips towards the wall, and then engage the belly and the hips or the thighs to come back up. Again, gentle cat-cow, walk back, and then arch gently and curl and round. Arch and curl it in. Arch and curl it back in. And come back to center. We will move ourselves onto our big mat now. When you get to your mat, come into a hands and knees pose. We'll take a cat and cow. Inhale, drop the belly, head and tail reach back towards each other. Exhale, round everything out, pushing through the shoulder blades. Inhale, drop and lift. Exhale, curl and round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, curl and tuck it in. Back to neutral. Keeping a neutral spine, lift your left leg up, knee is bent, and your knee points down to the floor. Bend the heel into the bum and then extend the leg out. Bend and extend, using the hamstring to pull the heel to the bum and extend it out. Bend it back in, reach your right arm up and back. Take a hold of the foot, push your foot into the hand. Now allow your back to arch and keep trying to push the foot into the hand and lift the leg up, creating as big of open circle between your hand and your foot as you can. And you can lift the head to find more arch through the back. Pressing, lifting the leg up, 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 arching the back. And then release, stretch leg and arm in front and back to all fours. Other side, right leg goes up, extend, bend, extend and bend. Don't arch the back here. Extend and bend. Lift the leg up a little higher. Left arm goes up and around. Take a hold of the foot. Push your foot into your hand. Lift your sternum. Pressing it higher. Keep trying to lift and make a big circle between your arm and your leg. As big and open a circle as you possibly can. Arching it back. And then release back down onto all fours, cat-cow. And round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Push back over your heels. Don't go into a full child's pose, but just shift your weight side to side with your back slightly rounded. And then roll back up to a neutral position. Cross your legs underneath you, scoot yourself to the middle of your mat, and then roll yourself all the way down so you're flat on your mat. Pull your heels up as close as you can to your bum. We're going to move into a full wheel pose. Hands go behind the head, fingertips point towards your heels. Lift your pelvis up, pressing through your heels. Lift your head and come onto the top of your head. Plant your hands down. Press up through your legs. Push with your legs so that your head and your chest shoot through your shoulders. And then you can do a little relax and then press it back again. Look down to the floor or try to turn your head and look back towards your bum. Keep pressing with your legs to send your chest forward. And then when you're ready, release slowly down. Let your head and your body roll back down flat. And just hang out there for a minute, taking some breaths. We'll try to go deeper this time into a three-legged wheel. If you don't feel comfortable doing a three-legged wheel, just repeat the same wheel that we just did. Setting up exactly the same way. Place your hands under your shoulders. Press the hips up. Push to come to the top of your head. And then press your arms straight. Push with your hips and your feet to send your chest through. Come up to your toes, really pressing forward. Walk your feet in towards your head. And then keep on your left foot as you extend your right foot overhead to come into a split or a three-legged wheel. So your leg is up, but you're reaching your chest forward. Right leg goes back down, switch sides. Left leg lifts up, try to straighten through the knee, and then really push with your leg to send your chest through your arms and extend it up. Three-legged wheel. Release the foot back down, and then come to the toes. Press your chest forward one more time. And then slowly lower yourself back down onto the mat. Take some recovery breaths. Wheel always makes your heart rate go up. It feels very vulnerable, very exposed. So take some time in between these to breathe, to reset, and calm down. For this next round, we will move into a forearm wheel. If you don't want to do the forearm wheel, then feel free to just do the same wheel pose that we have been practicing. Setup is the same. Place the hands onto the mat, fingertips towards you, press up through the hips. Push through your arms to come to a wheel. Walk your hands in closer to your feet. And then you can just practice bending one arm down towards the mat. You can even leave your head down on your hands for right now. And just think about dropping down onto your forearms. And then you can come out of it, push yourself back up. And again, drop down towards the elbows. This time, try to leave your head up and press. You have to press really hard through your feet to get your chest to open so your head stays up. Try to pull the elbows towards each other. Press your chest forward. And then to come down, tuck your chin to your chest and then release your upper back, middle back, lower back. And this time I just like to let my arms hang open out to the sides, above my head, bent arms. Take a couple of big deep breaths down into my belly to reset everything, to catch my breath, to allow my mind to calm down. That's a really deep stretch, especially in the morning. Like I said, when I go into backbends in the morning, I'm not as successful as if I do them later in the day, in the afternoon, or even in the evening. But sometimes you just have to practice when you can practice. So just know that the time of day that you practice does affect your practice, but it doesn't mean that if you have to do a flexibility practice in the morning, it's not going to be successful at all. You'll still improve, you'll still get better. And now just roll over onto your side to come out of this. And now find an open blank wall. We'll do some walk backs on the wall. I'm going to move my mat to the wall. You actually don't have to if you don't want to, but because I'm outside and I'm on this concrete, I will move my mat all the way over to the wall. And my filming is not really awesome here. I apologize for that. I didn't realize that you couldn't actually see the wall, but I think you'll still get a good idea of what this is anyway. You'll want to be finger distance away from the wall. So face the wall, place your fingertips on the wall, and then turn around, putting your feet in that same spot, facing away from the wall. Hands come behind your back to press your hips forward, just to find that pressing forward into the hips, and then try to squeeze your shoulder blades together to lift up through the midline. Place your hands together at your heart, keep squeezing the chest open, and then sweep the arms up and out. Drop your head back towards your tail. Keep reaching the head and the tail back towards each other. Reaching back. Now press your hips forward, keep arching through your upper back. Reach back until your fingertips touch the wall. And then you can place your hands on the wall and walk your hands down the wall. If you need to adjust your feet out, you can. Walk your hands all the way down towards the floor. And then as you get to the floor, press with your feet to get your chest to push back towards the wall, and then you can release. And then as you work on this more, you can walk the feet in towards you. You can lift up onto your toes and press your chest. Try to flatten your chest towards the wall or even on the wall, and lift your head to look back towards your bum as your chest presses towards the wall. And you can always release and come in and out of that. But do try to find a little bit of time where you're holding, pressing the chest against the wall. When you're ready, walk your feet out. Walk your hands back up the wall, engage your front body, and lift yourself up. Your head is the very last thing to come up. And then keep reaching forward. Place your hands on your knees and just find a flat back. You can bend your knees and extend. We're just trying to release out from that really deep fold. Place your hands on the floor, gently bend your knees, shift your weight side to side, sinking down into a gentle squat. Can lift one heel as you rock side to side. This really is just to help release everything out. So you don't have to follow exactly what I'm doing, but just coming down to a gentle squat and an easy forward fold helps me to release out my back. Come back into that forward fold, bend one leg at a time as you shift your hips side to side. Again, find your breath and just try to relax out of everything, all the tightness and all the stretch that you just did. Gently let it release. Then bend your knees, slowly roll yourself all the way back up to standing. And I'm going to move my mat back out. And we will end class with some strength work for our core so that we reset all of those muscles, and that will help prevent injury. So we always want to do some stability work after we've done deep stretching. Come down all the way onto your mat, sitting down on your bum. Roll yourself flat down onto the mat, pull your chin into your chest, and then release your upper back down to the floor and then crunch it back up. Release and crunch. Release, pull the front body in to crunch it up. Walk the heels in even closer and then try to tap your ankles side to side, right and left, reaching your fingertips forward as far as you can. Keep lifting the upper shoulders and the head and the neck off the mat and hollowing out the front body as you tap side to side, working on those oblique muscles on the side of your body. Tapping right, left, then release all the way down. Pull your knees to your chest, hug them. Do big circles, opening the knees away and then in towards each other, circling them in and around. Releasing out the hips and the lower back. Lift your chin into your chest, reach your hands forward, pull your knees towards your nose, make yourself into a nice tight ball. Squeezing everything together, then extend the legs out and the arms out and then pull them back in. Extend and in. Extend the arms and legs out, pull them back in, make a ball. The lower your legs go on this, the more it's going to work your front body. Go to where you can keep your lower back flat onto the mat and it's not arching at all. So if it is arching, you want to lift the legs up a little higher to maintain that alignment. And sometimes, especially after I do these deep back bends, I keep my legs up a little bit higher just to make sure that I'm really engaging my front body. Extend the legs up, pulse down with the hands towards the floor, reaching the chest up off the mat. Then flip the palms, pulse up, palms to the sky. Palms down to the mat, pulse, pulse, pulse. Try to straighten the legs and pull your upper body to your lower body. Flip palms again, palms up to the ceiling, pulse it. And down, down, down. Palms go down to the floor. Palms up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release the head, pull the knees to the chest, and again, circle the knees open and just relax. Release the feet down to the floor, heels come in towards your bum and roll up to a bridge and release it down. 9 more times and press it up and down, and 8. Tucking the hips under as you lift and then releasing down. 7, keep the legs parallel as you lift. 6, press through the heels, roll it back down. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, up. Hold it there, then squeeze the inner thighs together. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then swing the hips side to side, right and left. Keeping the hips as high as you can, but just swinging right and left and right and left, side to side, keeping the hips up, pressing through the heels, and then release all the way back down onto the mat. Good job. Roll over onto your side to come up. Let's do one last thing. We'll go into a forearm plank here. Onto the forearms, press up through your shoulder blades, drop the hips down, tuck the tailbone, pull the belly button up and back towards the spine. Hold it there. Your shoulders and your elbows should be in the same line. And you want to make sure that your tailbone isn't up towards the ceiling, but it's tucking under so your belly is really holding the whole body up. And just hold it there. We're just about done. We're just restabilizing all of those core muscles, making sure that we are ready to go about the day and that we won't injure ourselves after that deep back bend class. Keep pressing up, pushing through the shoulder blades, driving the elbows down into the mat, pulling the belly up, tucking the hips under. You're just about there. Don't give up. If you need to, you can drop to the knees, but keep working, keep trying to make that body stay in that position. It's okay to shake. It's okay if it's hard. Now drop down onto the knees. You can touch your toes together, open the knees as wide as you'd like, and sit back into a child's pose. Today I'm just going to do my rest in child's pose, but if you'd like to lay on your back and go into a shavasana, you are welcome to do that as well. I just like to be in a child's pose for a little bit longer after a back bend class to allow my lower back to release out and come into that rounded position. But you do what feels good for you, what feels right for you today. Just allow your body to relax wherever you're at. Release through your entire body. Let the muscles go. Let your breath really start to take over. Your mind to be calm. Slowly roll yourself up to all fours or roll to your side and come out of your shavasana. And then you can comfortably cross your legs or you can find a full lotus. Hands will go to the knees, lengthen through your spine, close your eyes, take a big breath in through your nose. And then exhale out your nose. Again, inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, let it go. Once again, inhale through your nose. Exhale out. Right hand onto your heart, left hand onto your belly, and repeat in your mind, persistence pays off. Any step, no matter how small, in the right direction is a step worth taking. Place your hands together over your heart, bow your head down. Thank you for joining me for this back bend class. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. If you liked this class, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can see all the new videos when they come out. And if you'd like to take more classes with me, visit www.theyogaventure.org and check out my full library of classes or any of my online courses.